Recognizing the member for Peace River South.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I appreciate hearing all of the different speeches that we've heard today about so many important issues that are facing us here in the province. And I know, as we talked about in the last couple of weeks, those issues have become more and more pressing for all of us. Look, we know that British Columbia is a vast province. It's the size of the United States, Washington, Oregon, and California combined. Can fit multiple European countries within the borders of British Columbia. And with that, it's a very diverse province. We have a lot of challenges that come, and we know that it's hard to govern a province of this size with different issues, different times things take place in different places. We know our geography. We know the climate changes depending on the province, where you are in the province. To get information and to overcome the challenges of the diversity in our province, though, we use technology. We turn to technology. It helps us communicate. It allows us to build infrastructure. It helps us plan for the future, helps us connect with our loved ones. We have come so far in the majority of our province with technology. People rely on it. It's a tool in the toolbox now for all of us. Mr. Speaker, it can help us respond to emergencies, to disastrous situations where speed and clarity are of the essence, and people look to us, and they look to government for leadership. This is why so many jurisdictions have set up the emergency alert systems, and they use that to communicate warnings to their residents during a time of crisis. And we've seen how that's played out with these crisis situations we've had over the last couple of years here in British Columbia. And these alerts can be sent directly to people's cell phones or other wireless devices, warning us, warning them, warning family members of any impending danger, whether it's an earthquake, a tsunami, tornadoes, fires, floods, or even a multitude of other emergencies where we need to get information out to people to give them advance warning. Unfortunately, this technology, which is available almost everywhere, in contrast with most other Canadian provinces, has not been utilized here in British Columbia for anything other than tests. So despite no shortage of disasters befalling our province this last year, we have not utilized a tool. I think everybody in this house knows when your phone vibrates or rings, it's human nature now. One of the first things people do is they look at their phone to see what it is. Is it a loved one? Is it a friend sending them a message? Or in some cases, is there an opportunity to send a warning? Almost everyone in all corners of our province have a phone now, or some form of technology, young or old. We know that. That's how we communicate now. So here in BC, we've opted into the Alert Ready system. It's the same one that's used federally, as well as in Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, Prince Edward Island, and the Yukon. And other provinces have even brought in their own systems that they use in conjunction with the federal Alert Ready system, including Alberta, Saskatchewan, New Brunswick, and the Northwest Territories. So right across our country, people have put in systems to give advance warning and alerts to people in the times of crisis. Even down in the United States, we've seen that, and we know that they have systems they use. The key difference here is we are the only jurisdiction not using a system and a tool that we have to alert people in a time of crisis. We've all seen our phone vibrate once a year when we do a test of the system. We know technology's there. We know the system works, but for some reason, we have not been using it. The United States has used their system almost 61,000 times since established. Our neighbor, Canadian neighbor Alberta, 80 times in the last few years, 20 of those in the last year alone. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, the list goes on. Everyone who has this system has been using a system to alert their citizens when there has been a crisis that government felt advance warning could help them to save lives and possibly property. Yet here in BC, as we know, we had a heat wave with almost 600 people who lost their lives, unfortunately. One of the most severe wildfire seasons of all time, and now catastrophic flooding and mudslides. But we have not used a tool that we have. This is a serious issue, especially in situations like we've seen in the recent floods, where advance warning could have helped. Somebody could have chosen possibly to stay at home, chosen not to drive. With advance warning, our agricultural sector, where we know every minute counts, could have used that time to possibly save some of their livestock or possibly even parts of their business. We just need to remember that we have a device at our disposal. We have an opportunity to help our citizens. As I said, every highway in and out of the Lower Mainland was shut down. Houses and families were devastated by the floods. I know every single person in this house. Our hearts go out to all of those families who have lost loved ones, who have lost their way of life, and who are now struggling and looking for guidance, looking for support, and looking for leadership. We need to remember that there is a gap, but the gap is not in the technology that we have. The gap, Mr. Speaker, is in how we are using that technology and the potential that we have to do better to help the citizens here in British Columbia. Thank you.